I'm getting very mixed messages today. On the one hand, the Aetherion MAX from AWOL Vision is very easy to set up with only a 9-minute installation video. On the other hand, here's everything that came with it. They sponsored this video, sending us over a complete package with the projector itself, their Vanish cabinet, a 130-inch screen that rises from the floor, presumably out of the Vanish cabinet, and also the Thunderbeat, a 4.2.2 sound system that works with the speaker and the projector for 5.2.2. A major focus for AWOL Vision in the design of the Aetherion MAX was apparently what they're calling pixel level clarity. Kicking off with some speeds and feeds, this thing supports pretty much everything. Dolby Vision, HDR+, 110% coverage of the Rec 2020 color space, along with gaming features like variable refresh rate and auto low latency mode. Of course, the entire other side is dedicated to this tagline, precision in every pixel. Apparently clarity was a major focus during the design of this product, pun intended. This thing is absolutely packed with clarity enhancing features, like high index sapphire glass with what they're calling a rare earth coating, which supposedly will reduce reflections, a titanium thermal mesh that's supposed to reduce focus drift, and anti-rainbow effect technology, which I will be very interested to see because I do have a bit of sensitivity to the rainbow effect. Like the way everything's laid out in here. You got your power cable, you've got your HDMI This is a USB-C cable. What an interesting selection. USB micro B, composite, and a remote, but no HDMI. Pretty standard remote, nice prominent voice control button, free TV, and of course it has an AI button because what wouldn't these days? Now let's take a look at the projector itself. Bold design. We've got an IR sensor on the front, and then moving around to, hey look, Cooler Master fans. Fun. I mean, it makes sense, you know? Masters of cooling, they can cool a projector just as well as they can cool a PC. What else we got at the back here? Got our power in, 3 HDMI inputs with one of them supporting eARC, a Type-C input that they want you to use for a computer, so I guess that's DisplayPort. USB port for connecting a media device, there's that composite. RS-232 for if you have like a home automation system or something like that, as well as wired Ethernet and optical audio, which I do still like to see, even though it's kind of an older standard. Oh, look, I missed something. There's a USB 3 port over on the right, along with the power button, and then on the bottom, you've got your various mounting options. Either your adjustable feet if you want to just sit it down, or if you want a ceiling mount, you've got your bolt pattern right there. The Max boasts a maximum of 3,300 lumens output, which they claim is good for up to a 200-inch screen. I would say that's probably getting close to the limit unless you have a perfectly light-controlled room, and it'll do up to a 6,000:1 native contrast ratio with some black enhancement that will hopefully boost it beyond that. Now it's time to hook it up to all this other stuff, which hopefully is not too hard to figure out. This is cool. The middle unit of the media console has a built-in power hub as well as some fun stuff in here. Remote control, power adapter, so that's presumably for that barrel jack before. And then we've got a really fun USB-A to dual USB-A female port thing. And then an A to C cable, along with a baggie of drywall screws and a cute little screwdriver. So stubby. Oh, another built-in power bar. There's a fan grill here, but I think that's just meant to be a passive intake for the active exhaust that's over here. Oh, this is also metal on the top. That explains why the whole thing is so friggin' heavy. There's a third power bar? How much stuff do they expect you to be hooking up to your projector? Okay, so we have ultra short throw, light rejecting screen. Oh, an extra year of warranty, look at that. Please keep. They may be needed for the future use of your screen. Okay, inside this box is some interesting stuff. We have a third remote, which apparently I don't need because it should automatically lift and lower the screen when the projector turns on and off, so I guess we'll see. As well as this power cord. Ooh, sticker. Put that wherever I want. Also, I may have gotten the order of operations confused again because these all have to go together before I can put the projector screen on them. Derp. I think the feet just kind of slide on. Am I missing anything? I don't know, sure, right? Like, do I just, yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. See, I thought the sliding feet was a bug, but it turns out it's a feature. It allows you to very easily adjust it and get at this power plug over here. Okay. Oh, hey, there's a 3.5 mil aux jack in the side of the projector. I didn't notice that before. I'm gonna plug this into here. Oh, it said, don't try to open it before removing the protective film. So I'm on it, boys. It's easy to lose track of the scale of this product a little bit because it's in front of a 150-inch screen. This is a giant screen. Wow, those cooling fans rip. I would probably want to put that on a speed controller myself. Does it have one? No. But it's just standard mounting holes, so nothing would prevent you from putting a Noctua or something in there. In fact, it would match the color scheme. Built-in cable management holes are nice. You'd love to see it. We figured out what the USB splitter is for. This guy goes right here. Okay, that handles the screen. And then this guy, that USB A to C, goes into this USB-C port down here in the base. What that one does, not sure yet. With that all connected, theoretically, it's opening the thing. It's firing my laser. Oh, it's a laser projector. Did I mention that? Wow. All right. Heck yeah. Okay, it needs to be aligned. This is normal. Wow, it's dark back here. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, it has like a acoustically transparent material here so that you can put speakers right below the screen at the bottom. We haven't even set up the speakers yet. That is a lot of speaker built into the projector. They really intend for you to use this as a center channel. Like obviously all I'm hearing are interface doots so far, but it's really loud. Okay, auto keystone correction. Let's see how this goes. Ensure the projected image is a rectangle. Okay, I think I was playing with them when I was unboxing it and getting the B-roll, so they're just super not even right now. Okay, we tried uploading our picture of the screen. It did not work. We need to get it so that the edge of our screen is inside the border area.
Linus stops, Linus.
I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not gonna touch it now. Long story short, some hours of micro adjustments to the feet, as well as playing around with the height of the screen when it reaches its maximum, and we got this far. Bottom line, it did need some keystone. We do still have about an inch of blank space at the bottom that it looks like from all the other videos we've seen of this product are pretty normal. And there is some waviness at the edge that seems to be a function of this extending and retracting projector screen. You wouldn't get that if you had a fixed screen. There's also other downsides of this style of screen. That's not because I was running really fast, but can your setup do this? Hey! Definitely cool. Now we turn it on. I'm gonna try and figure out the motor for this guy now. The plug might have come deplugged. Brief update, we're trying to get the whole thing to, you know, you do the thing. And it turns out CEC is too good. And this remote is now controlling the NVIDIA Shield that we plugged in. And so when we power it off, it doesn't power off the projector. Quick update, we have solved the drawer retraction, traction. We've solved the drawer issue. All right, boys, we're there. It always comes down to cables, doesn't it? That's why you should get your cables at lttstore.com in a couple months when we have stock.
Let's go.
There we go. Get these remotes out of here. Who needs them until I'm troubleshooting?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
What do you mean? This has never happened before.
I didn't do anything.
Oh my God, it's in thermal protection mode. It could take 10 minutes before.
It's in thermal protection mode? Because we were lifting it and retracting it so much. You know what? I have an LMG review. I will go do that and then I will return. Okay, we waited for the thermal protection. A boom. It took a lot more than 9 minutes, but we finally got there. Finally time to check out some content. We haven't played around with image settings pretty much at all yet, but right out of the gate, HDR is looking really nice in a light-controlled environment. And AWOL points out that their Noir Scene System 2 combined with their strong native and dynamic contrast really helps to make HDR content pop. You can't have highs without contrasting lows. AI contrast. Whoa! Huh. Wow, you can tune this to be really poppy if you really want to. High might be a little bit much for me, but it's definitely doing something. Do you know what? This is the first device that I've been like, okay, yeah, vivid, fine. The skin tones are a little off. They're a little red and vivid. The darkest image setting and highest contrast. Okay, I'm down for some high contrast. Definitely a unique value proposition. I mean, it's huge, and I gotta say, with the content on the screen, when's the last time you thought about the ripple at the edges? Like, could it be kind of irritating? Yeah, but it's in your peripheral vision for the vast majority of what you're gonna look at on a screen this size, right? Like it's, you know, we shouldn't make excuses for, you know, poor tensioning, right? But it's gonna be a limitation of this style of screen. And you're not married to this style of screen. You can use a different style of screen if you want. Oh, right, that's right. They have 150 inch as well. That would be, I think that would be towards the limit of what I would want to do with this level of brightness. Should we fire up a game? Switching over to games. Filmmaker mode, not gonna work for that. Definitely too much latency, but game mode, well, that's much better. Actually really good. High refresh rate mode. Hold on a second here, but it totally does it. It totally does it. It even supports FreeSync Premium Pro. Definitely still has some rainbow effect, which I especially notice with like a mouse cursor moving around like that. Image quality, yeah, not quite on par with what we saw in filmmaker mode or, you know, fine tuning the image in some of the other modes. But if that's the cost of having latency this low, this is extremely usable and obviously a gigantic screen. So the immersion is undeniable. Sponsored or no, before they actually ship this Kickstarter, there's definitely some rough edges that they need to file off a little, especially with the ease of alignment and the deployment and undeployment. But in terms of cool factor, I mean, it's kind of undeniable. It's just a matter of whether the cool factor is worth the price. We'll have their Kickstarter links down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, subscribe to ShortCircuit.